backstage at the NRA ILA's Leadership Forum in Lucas Oil Stadium. And seriously, I don't know how you're in Lucas Oil Stadium and not talk to a Colt. Adam Vinatieri, Indianapolis Colts. Good to see you, Adam.
It's great to be here. Love this arena.
I bet you've. This is your workplace. This is your cubicle, they would say. What is it like to have this in your home stadium?
Well, it's just awesome. I've been a member for a long time. I've traveled to some of the other events nationwide, but when they said they were going to have it here in Indiana, I said I want to be a part of this. We've got so many great Second Amendment believers, so many great NRA members here in Indiana. It just makes a lot of sense. People use their guns obviously here for hunting and doing all kinds of stuff, self-protection. It just makes a lot of sense, and I couldn't have it here without being a part of it.
What is your background with the Second Amendment? I know you come of it, at an early age.
Yeah, growing up as a kid in South Dakota, my dad took me hunting from the day I could pretty much start walking and do my thing, and I've always loved that. I've continued that with my dad and my grandfather, my siblings, my children now go with me all the time. It's just one of those things that I never want to see disappear, and to be able to defend our families and protect our rights, I'm a firm believer.
I was lucky enough to interview Governor Pence at his office a few days ago, and he introduced you. And of course, Indiana is a very strong. So many supporters of the Second Amendment here. It's a very strong, gun-owning, friendly state. What do you think? Why? Why is that? And when you talk to your fans here, people here, what do you see and hear?
I don't know. They're just great red-blooded Americans. They're just good people that understand that the value of a dollar. They understand that going out in Mother Nature and being able to go hunting and doing their kind of things. This is a big hunting state, deer hunting, turkey hunting, that kind of thing. But I also believe that people are very knowledgeable and smart here in Indiana, and they know what their rights are, and they want to be able to protect their family, protect their livelihood, and I'm happy about that. I love living here.
We've heard recently Bob Costas has said he just thinks guns and football doesn't mix, and of course you hear a lot of anti-gun sentiment as well. What do you say about back to Bob Costas who says he's just so anti-Second Amendment? He says he'd rather football players don't have guns. And talk about that.
Well, I think education is a big key. Not only education for the athletes and the football players, but probably education for Mr. Costa as well. I think. Guns are a tool that need to know how to use them, and I think the NRA is great. I think we annually teach a million people every year how to have safe gun usage, and honestly, I think it's one of those things that if you know what you're doing, if you know how to use them, I think it's a great thing. It's a great tool for everybody to have. It's our right, and there's a huge support for them across the league. I know a lot of my teammates are gun owners, and it's just a great thing.
Last question. Let's talk about football for a second. Their schedule came out the other night, and I was on the air with my friend Tony Katz here in town on WIBC FM, and he went over the season game by game, and he said you're going to be 10-6. How do you? I know you're not good. I don't want to. Put you down to a prediction, but how do you think you're going to do this year?
I think we're going to do better than that. I do.
16-0?
Well, I don't want to do any predictions either right now, but we've made some great strides over the last couple of years. I think when we first, with the new coaching staff, the new GM, Andrew Luck was a rookie. I think everybody said, we might win 2 games. Well, if I remember right, I think we were 11-5. Right. And last year we took it another step further, won a playoff game. I think we're trending in the right direction. I think we're going to continue to be good. We've got a lot of young talent. Last year we had a couple of injuries that hurt us a little bit, and hopefully everybody will be back this year. So without making a bunch of predictions, I think we're going to do a little better than 10-6.
All right, actually, one last question, because you talked about your coaching staff. Talk about Coach Pagano. Talk about Chuck Strong. Talk about what it was like to actually be here and be a player for that amazing man.
Well, like you said, he may be one of the most amazing men I've ever met in my life. He's a great football coach, obviously, the X's and O's, all that stuff, but he's just an incredible person, a guy that really cares about you, your well-being, family. I mean, first and foremost, he doesn't ask you how's football going. He asks, how's your family? How are you doing? And when he says it, he means it, So when he went through his tough times year ago, and we all rallied around him, tried to give him as much support as possible. In the state of Indiana, Indianapolis, I mean, it was amazing.
I'd say the country, really.
Oh, real? I mean, yeah. I mean, the support that we saw here in particular, but across the nation for him and anybody battling cancer right now. It's one of these diseases that affects pretty much every family at some point of your life. So yeah, he's amazing, man. I mean, it never slowed him down, and to watch him fight through that, we couldn't do anything but think, man, if he's battling that way, we sure as heck can go out and battle and win football games.